seconds. All right. We are live, by the way.
We're actually live.
Yeah. Well, we're going live right now.
We're super live.
I think one of them did not. Oh, no. They all started up. Sweet. Now, to just confirm on the actual channels, yep. My channel is green. Yours is yellow. That's us with my bright blue shirt. I just got a notification on my phone that your YouTube is live.
Mine will go dinging in 10 minutes.
All right. Let's see if we can actually hear ourselves.
We're going live. Holy crap.
That was us.
We're like real professionals.
We can hear ourselves talk.
Or at least real.
We've got a
lot of topics. Holy crap.
Well, we have more topics than usual in our descriptions.
We have 8 topics. See how easy it is to count your topics?
Oh, when they're in a numbered list?
Yeah, no longer bullet pointed.
Yeah.
Moving up in the world.
We've got YouTube Rewind. Did you watch YouTube Rewind? I sent you the video. You did not? Oh my goodness.
I was like, who's going to watch this?
Oh. Well, that'll be a short conversation then.
We can watch it live. We'll get to the hour mark.
It's not that long. It's like probably 4 minutes, 3 minutes. We've got YouTube and COPPA, which is the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, which you just highlighted for some reason.
We got hand tracking without controllers, and a lot of reasons I think it's terrible.
NVIDIA AI guesses 3D shape from a single 2-dimensional picture, and apparently it's pretty good.
So I have a really cool idea that I've been wanting to do, and this might make it a lot easier.
Okay.
Hey, and you're live.
Hey, finally. I felt alive for a long time.
FBI warns us this week that your smart home is not secure, and they're listening. How can we avoid it? More at 11.
More.
8:15.
SpaceX Starlink satellites are disrupting astronomy research. That's SpaceX's space internet.
So I didn't read this article, but I'm curious on a couple things.
Okay. Yep.
If you ever wanted to forward an email to someone without having to hit the forward button, Google now has a way for you to do that. It's pretty amazing. And then surveillance cameras. Chances are that there are 1 camera for every 4 people. So
which actually seems
not very many.
We'll talk about that. Yeah, now that I think about it, that's not that many.
That's not many at all.
No.
We need more cameras is what we're saying.
We might have some more cameras on the stream next week.
I think we should.
Be pretty cool.
So, best topic of this week, YouTube Rewind.
YouTube Rewind. Well, YouTube Rewind 2018. What do you remember about it?
Nothing. I didn't watch it either.
Did you not hear any of the drama surrounding it?
I heard that it was that the one with Will Smith that was so terrible?
Yeah.
All I heard was about that.
Yeah.
It was something about Will Smith and it being super terrible.
Probably part of it was his pronunciation of Marquez Brownlee's name.
Oh, I did not. I think someone would get
totally
that right.
butchered it. The biggest YouTuber was not on YouTube Rewind 2018 because he was kind of in a fight with. Wow, that's weird. Oh, are you gonna play it?
Oh, look at that.
But YouTube Rewind 2018 was the most disliked video on YouTube.
It's 6.6
I think ever.
million dislikes down here.
No. You're looking at 2019.
Oh,
I'm talking about 2018. So 2019, they actually give kind of a tribute to how bad the 2018 video was.
Really?
Because these videos are actually made by YouTube, yeah. So in 2019, they're going to try and change up their Rewind video because 2018 was so bad. And it turns out 2019, people didn't like it either. How many dislikes does it have?
Only 6.6 million.
6.6 million. Well, that's less than 2018, but it only came out like 5 days ago.
YouTube, you watching this? This deserves some ad revenue right there.
The thumbs up?
I gave you a thumbs up. I'm part of your 2.7 million.
But this video mainly consisted of just short clips from the top videos / top creators, and then they had segments featuring like specific things. They had a gaming section, a beauty section, which you might want to skip. Yeah. It's kind of weird. It's
a lot of sections for a 5.5 minute video.
Yeah, and then they had a section on all the new YouTubers who just broke like 1 million subscribers
Okay.
in the past year, which is pretty crazy that they go from 0 in like April 2019 to 1 million subscribers.
We have still,
by
there's
now.
still time for us to
Yes,
do
we
it.
still have. We're in the 7s right now. Currently at one. Currently at 1/7s.
The whole 7s. I feel kind
But
of bad
yeah,
for
their
not
video, their rewind video was basically just clips from popular videos.
Huh.
Billie Eilish was on there, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of got to give a tribute there. But the funny thing is, this demographic is so different than what I would watch because I watch pretty much all tech videos.
Yeah.
So I've seen
None of these.
some of the top people, like I've seen PewDiePie videos.
Yep.
Mr. Beast. Do you know who Mr.
Yep.
Beast is? He's the guy that started up the
Yep.
20
and-
million trees.
Yep.
And then I don't think I saw any of my tech people on there. Marquez wasn't on there. Linus Tech Tips wasn't on there that I remember.
Austin Evans or
Austin Evans wasn't on there. So, I mean, take it for what it's worth. Apparently, a lot of people don't like it. I think a lot of people disliked it just because
just because it's YouTube.
it's the
Yeah,
thing to
why
do.
not?
It's the cool thing to do is dislike the rewind video. Oh, and then Dude Perfect. I've seen some Dude Perfect videos, and they were on there.
Okay.
There's the beauty section, yeah.
Do 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 do.
But yeah, basically just a big compilation of videos. Not much to say about it, really.
I think it was pretty cool.
It was fine.
As I skipped through.
As you
half
skip
of
through
it.
the entire
Yeah,
video.
I skipped through it and turned it off.
What about this YouTube and COPPA? Have you heard anything about this?
I have. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
It's certainly not a big deal for my channel. So if you don't know what COPPA is, COPPA stands for the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, and it is an FTC, Federal Trade Commission regulation, which forbids collecting data from children under 13 without explicit consent from parents. So, like, literally, if you get a permission slip from a parent, then you can track that data. But what that means is that YouTube can't use their targeted ads to advertise to children because children can be more gullible or can fall for an ad easier or can be easier manipulated. Although some adults can be manipulated as well. But that's beside the point. So for channels that are targeted towards younger people, they're not going to get as much ad revenue. And they could even get fined by the FTC, supposedly, for putting these videos up with advertisements.
Okay. I
Targeted
don't think
towards
this is going to
children.
affect people as much as... I think this is way over.
A lot of people are freaking out about it because, like, gaming channels that are like Minecraft channels directed towards kids, or Fortnite channels directed towards kids.
Videos, and I'm legally not a kid.
But the thing is, a lot of kids do too.
Yeah. But how can you...
There's massive gray areas.
Who decides
massive gray
what
areas?
videos for a kid and what videos not for a kid?
That's a good question. Because there is also a YouTube Kids
Yeah.
ad.
So then why doesn't...
Or YouTube Kids app.
They should just make two different YouTubes. So there's YouTube and then there's KidsTube or something. And your video can either be on one or the other. And then the whole thing is solved. And if you want to have
The
it on
problem-
both, you can upload it to both and test your luck.
Part of the problem is that YouTube has bragged about how popular it is with kids.
Yeah.
Whereas if they just said, our kids app is so popular with kids, rather than YouTube is so popular with kids, they might have been able to avoid some of this stuff. But YouTube was hit with a $170 million fine.
Good.
Which is a pretty big fine.
It's tiny for YouTube.
For my channel, I was actually looking at it earlier today, and I wish I could share my screen. I can't, but I will show this to
I'm logging
you.
on my computer.
Actually, I'm probably logged in on that computer.
You definitely are logged in on that one.
Where am I at? So, my audience. All right. Here is my audience over the lifetime of my channel.
Oh, I could totally pull up my audience if you know where it is.
Oh yeah, on that channel. Actually, see if are you logged into my account? You might be on that computer.
Switch
Nope.
accounts.
Maybe.
Nope, I have several of mine.
Okay. let me just show you what I have.
Yeah.
So here's my gender ratio here.
So it's a very even split. 100% male, 0 female.
And that's my all-time. So I'm sure there's some kind of
You have a ton of females watching today.
gray area there. But, like, because there's no way it's literally 100% male have watched my videos. That's just not
How do you know?
possible. Like, because I don't have a ton of views. I've got 20,000 views. They can't have all been male. Like, that's just not going to happen.
This guy really doesn't believe there's 20,000 males in the YouTube.
And here's my age breakdown, which is also pretty...
Whoa. 0 teenagers, which is
so
not right.
I don't have to worry about COPPA because it's not targeted towards kids.
0 from 13 to 17 years old.
And
then,
again, that 0%, it's not really going to be 0%,
Yeah.
but more or less it's going to be very few.
0% over 45.
Yep. So all my like range is what, 14 to 17 and then 18 to 24 or something?
Your entire range is 18 to 34.
Yeah.
And then there's 2.2% in their 30s.
Let's see. Yeah, 55% of my viewers are 18 to 24 and 42% of my viewers are 25 to 34. I wish I could like show you the screen because it's actually funny to look at.
It's
Just how big that difference is, like
Yeah.
how specific my demographic is. And then also top countries. We've got United States at 16%, India at 14%, and then the United Kingdom at 2%, Canada at 0.6%, and then Indonesia, South Africa, United Arab Emirates, Germany, Brazil, all like less than 1%, and then just other.
You know something amazing about my users?
Your
100%
viewer?
of them. Oh, you can't see it. We're in the way. 100% of them. No subtitles.
I do have some English subtitles, but I would imagine that your channel has a similar viewership to mine. Probably male, similar age range.
They're probably male, 25 years old, white, lives in Eastern.
You?
Yeah. Eastern U.S.
One of your videos has 43 views. So we don't really have to worry about COPPA. But if you have a gaming channel or if you have a vlog channel or like a family vlogging channel
Family vlogging get
or
sketchy.
a toy review, you might want to at least read into some of the articles about COPPA just to see if it may affect you, just to be on the safe side. But yeah, if you're a tech channel, you're probably safe.
Yeah. We're looking at my work channel.
Not to mention the fact that I can't even run ads on my videos because I don't have enough subscribers and watch time.
Really?
But that's beside the point. Yeah, you have to have, I think, 2,000 subscribers and a certain amount of watch time over the past 6 months to be able to monetize through YouTube.
So this channel I killed off by just ignoring
Yeah.
a while back, and it's still getting 50, 30 views
That's pretty good. Yeah.
every day. I don't even do anything on it.
Yep. So he has another channel that has some like reviews, unboxings,
Lots of unboxings.
and like how to replace a laptop screen.
I wonder when the last time I uploaded a video was. So all these are privates because they were houses.
Okay.
The last one was April 13th, 2018.
2018. Okay, so almost 2 years ago.
A year and a half, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
But that just shows how having a video on YouTube over a long time, you
Yeah.
just keep adding up those views.
So-
So imagine if you did continue
Yeah.
making videos, you know?
So
How
my
many more views you'd be
Top
getting.
viewed video is 544 views. The
Wow.
second top is 74. So it goes
Wow.
from 544 to 74.
Okay.
But the video was a real world solid state versus hard drive boot time. And
Okay.
I had two of the exact same computers. I showed a video of me putting the battery in, or like holding the power button down with the battery out. Put the battery in, put the charger in, and then hitting both power buttons. And
At
then
the
I
exact
just
same time.
stand there and I talk like, ta-da, that's the difference. I was gonna
Spoiler alert, SSD wins.
I was gonna do a second video where I did that, and then I turn both off, take out both drives, swap them, and then do it again,
You should do a video like that on this channel.
and just to show people like it's not a hardware thing. It's literally just the drive that makes all the difference.
You should do a video like that on this channel, and you'll have your first actual video up.
First, I have 2 real videos that were failed live streams that we had to re-upload later. Back in the garage times.
Oh, yeah.
Way back then.
Yeah, but I'm not counting, like, the vodcast. But, yeah.
I gotta switch channels again so I make sure my live stream doesn't go funky.
My videos are also... A couple of them have a lot of views, and then the rest are 20, 30 views.
Yeah.
And then the podcasts are, like...
Yeah. I got some cool ideas for 2020. I got, like... I've got my 3 main goals. So like every year I try to do 3 goals. I never plan to make all 3. Usually 2 of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, far-fetched, not going to happen goal. And I got most of them ready for 2020.
Okay.
It's pretty exciting.
Do they have to do with the channel, or are they just other things?
Other things.
Okay.
But we might be able to talk about them.
Gotcha. Yeah.
In 2020 as they happen.
Yes, makes sense.
No point talking about them now because
it's not 2020.
Yeah. We're still trying
Don't
to catch
get ahead
up
of
on
yourselves,
those.
guys.
Yeah. Still trying to catch up on the last years. So this hand tracking from Oculus. I thought it was super cool until I looked at the video, and there's 1,000 things I don't like about this idea.
Okay. So if you haven't seen, the Oculus Quest has hand tracking, and I believe the way it works is your headset has some kind of camera or sensor on it that detects your hands, and as your fingers move around, the headset detects it and puts that into the VR world. So rather than having controllers, the camera
can see your hands.
maps your hands. Yep.
Which is kind of cool. I think it's a lot like the Kinect and how it works.
Okay.
Which is pretty much just exactly how
Yeah, you're right.
The 2 things I really hate about this is that your controls are going to be limited from what the camera can see. So if your hand's like this, and it's like for your viewing distance, you can't tell what finger that is that's bent.
That's a good point.
But the camera's not going to... The camera's going to have a much harder time guessing. It can do the depth sensing and maybe figure it out.
That's a good point, yeah.
Then you're limited because this could be a button with this finger, and then I can't bend it, but that finger could be a different button. But with this type, I don't think we're there yet to it can tracking
that
fingers.
Much precision as far as the depth goes.
Unless what they do is they have like little multicolored rubber type things.
Yeah.
Something so, like rings almost that you just put on your first knuckle, and then that fixes the problem because
you see the color.
Yeah, you can see the color.
Yeah, and to change your keybinds, you can just switch which finger the ring's on.
Yeah, if you're a weird shooter or something, yeah. You play really weird Guitar Hero games then.
Yeah, if you're a lefty.
Yeah. So that's the first problem I have with it.
Okay,
and
that makes sense. Yeah.
Second problem is the difference between a pressure button and a button. So the Vive controllers we have, the trigger button, it's pressured like a the triggers on a controller. So like it goes 0 to 100%. So if you only want to accelerate 50%, you just squeeze halfway.
Yeah.
But this, I don't think is going to be able to do that to where you can go between 0 and 100, and then there's a secondary action. So like in Mario, you would push A to double jump.
Okay.
But then there's no way to tell between 0 and 100% versus 0 and 100. Like it can't have both variations.
I don't know. It might be able to. Like if your finger's moving 50%, 100%.
So the other thing would be because it clicks.
Yeah.
If you're playing a first-person shooter, you could pull the trigger, and it's like shoot. And with this, without anything there, I don't know. I mean, you would just not pull the trigger. You would just stand there and then pop your finger when you want to shoot.
Yeah.
But I like the gradual. So like, if I'm not shooting, my finger's off the trigger. But then if I'm aiming, ready to shoot, it rests and then slowly pull until it's perfect. And that's how I like to play it. Is that?
Yeah, there is something nice about tactile buttons.
We could have summed up that entire 5-minute conversation
and
with tactile buttons.
And I actually have another example of that. So my car currently has a touchscreen radio display.
Oh.
Whereas previously I had one with actual tactile buttons.
So I was looking at doing that with mine.
I don't like it, and one of the main reasons is because with a tactile button, as you're driving, you can just rest your hand over here and put your fingers on the tactile buttons, kind of index off of that, and then you can just press with a finger, press with another finger. So like say you want to go to radio station 1, you just tap it, 2, 3, 4. Well, with the touchscreen display, if you rest your hand over here and try and feel the buttons,
you can't find it.
You're just touching the screen and you're changing channels.
So that's the one thing I like about my volume. Is that my volume's still a knob in my car.
Does it have clicky clickies?
It does not. It's
my knob
smooth.
also doesn't have click,
I
click,
hate the
click.
smooth.
Yeah.
Because then I have to look over to make sure it's on the right number.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, it's not
It's not
right.
55, it's 53.
Yeah, if it's not 46, that's my number. Because at 47, if the car's in the battery mode, you can hear the speaker hiss at 47. But at 46, you can't hear the speaker hiss from the normal seated position.
So having a touchscreen display is kind of nice because it can display more things, more options, and the buttons can be in different places and blah, blah, blah. Although it's not that much. Mine's actually not that much customizable. Okay. What you were going to do might be. Honestly, you could probably throw a tablet up there and connect it by an aux cable.
Just put a giant speaker in the back. Just call it good enough.
Well, you can plug an aux speaker into the
separate to the car.
But there's also something nice about having tactile buttons. Yeah. Even if there's less customizability, you can just manually.
Yep. I think the best upgrade I've done to the car was changing from the aux cord to having a Bluetooth plug-in on the aux cord, and then Bluetooth connecting my phone.
Just so your phone can be free.
Just so the phone's wireless in the car. Yeah. Because having it attached to the car was more of a death trap than it being Bluetooth. But yeah, I really like tactile buttons. Yeah. I don't mind the controllers.
It'd be kind of cool if they could tie that together with actual controllers. Tie that finger sensing and also connect a controller.
Yeah. I would also be super okay with a Logitech's thingy and then 3D print your own controllers.
Something like that. Exactly.
And then like the green button and then the blue button and then you can just print your own controller and you can pop in these special clips.
And those clickies would be somehow connected to the headset. Yeah. And then the headset could still detect like your hand movement and
that so like all the buttons can be individual Bluetooth or something. And I think that would be the cool way to go.
That would be pretty cool.
Until the camera hand tracking is so perfect. But then
but then it's still nice to have a tactile, yeah. And I mean I guess the controller could obstruct the view of your hands, but it'd be a trade-off either way. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how that catches on and if people actually like it. I think it had a really good deal over like Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
I think so. Someone else was
like
asking
$200 or something. It was insane.
I was like, no, I kind of like mine.
Yeah.
Until it's full wireless tracking, and they get rid of the screen door effect, and it's under $600. I'm not gonna buy anything if it's 500 or more. It has to be under 500. Yeah. But if it's under 600. You've now got an argument with me. Yeah. you've got a very persuasive hand. So NVIDIA made an AI that can guess 3D shapes from a single image. And I find this article super cool.
That's a really weird, like, promo image thing.
Yeah. So their example image is this thingy of the bird, and then you see the AI take the first shape. So like this is like
the initial
revision 1, yeah. And then they show you different angles. And these are all different angles, and it's like pretty
good looking. Yeah. The one in the bottom left looks super weird. Yeah, it's like a bird / platypus looking thing there. But yeah, I mean overall it's decent.
Yeah, so there's this picture here. Whoop. And so you can see like here's the main picture, and then it looks like they cut out the picture, so they find out what it's actually wanting to model. Okay. I don't know if a human has to do this or not. I didn't actually read the words in the article. I just looked at all the pictures. And then it once it finds what it cuts out, then it just makes like a basic map, it looks like, where it's not actually 3D, it's just trying to map out the front of it. Yeah. And then it rounds it. Is what it looks like the next step is, where it rounds the 3D model where it thinks it should be rounded, and then it reapplies the texture, and then I don't know what that is, but yeah, it looks like what they do is they take the picture and then they shop out everything they don't want. So it's just the part of the object they want, and then they apply the texture to that, and then they find out from the texture, I would assume, on where to round it or make it dimensional.
Yeah, that's going to get really accurate in a few years when you can combine multiple pictures.
So I've done this before with the multiple picture thing, where you set something on a table and you just walk around it taking pictures.
Yeah.
Because there's free programs that do that. It's so cool.
Yeah. How accurate is that?
It was pretty
Is it really accurate?
So
okay.
in the pictures, you can create points. And so like if you were doing like this mouse, we're going to go back in here.
Okay. So as I'm taking pictures,
yes,
I could take a picture from this angle and this angle and mark
and then you would
the
say,
ball.
Yeah, you would say like this notch on the scroll wheel is the same point in all these photos.
All the pictures.
And it helps it align it like that.
Gotcha.
And so I would sit there and I would create like 60 points. I say this notch, this notch, this notch, and then like this part of the O and this part of the G of Logitech, and I give it as many reference points as I could, and I would do like 600 photos.
Yeah.
And the thing would take like 12 to 14 hours
to render.
To make one render, and it would look great. I always was happy when it didn't crash.
Yeah, that would be a bummer.
But so the thing I want to do is a custom vinyl wrap for my helmet.
Okay.
And I can't find a store that does it within a reasonable price range.
Yeah.
All the quotes I'm getting are in the $250s to $400,
which is probably more than the helmet cost.
Which is about 2 to 6 times more than the helmet cost. And the helmet's not in great condition either anymore, which is why I want to wrap this one.
Okay.
Because then I have the fun still safe. I mean, there's some scratches on it and there's bugs that are never going to come off of it.
Yeah.
And so I just want to wipe it down with some rubbing alcohol and then put this vinyl wrap on it. But the thing is, I need to get a 3D model of it on the computer first.
Okay.
Put a basic texture on it, unwrap it, and then find the image that I want to put on it and map it to the texture.
Yeah. Can you not do that with the pictures like you're talking about?
So I haven't tried it yet.
Okay. So eventually you'll probably do that. It'll just be more time consuming then.
That's the way I'm going to have to do it, I think.
Yeah.
Because, everyone I ask, they're like, we can, but it's not going to look like what you're thinking in your head. And it's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be cheap.
Because you could do something like that and use Blender to even like
to get the model
have the vinyl and then put the actual like I guess template onto the helmet and see what it would look like before you even print it off. Yeah.
And the best part is like to just say like, here's what I want printed and just send them like a PNG or a raw file or something.
Yeah.
It would cost like $60.
Yeah.
Because it's still printing vinyl, so it's still expensive.
Yeah.
But it's not, $487
or
something.
And this way you'd know more what it was going to come out looking like.
And I'm the only one to blame. Which is I think what everyone really wants.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to do something kind of like the multi-camera picture taking. But that's something that's not happening tonight.
Speaking of multi-camera, next week
we may do
one of our sponsors may bring in a camera so we can have multiple viewpoints of the podcast.
I think it would be kind of cool.
Speaking of sponsors. This video is sponsored by Jmart Media and
Nephew Tech.
Yeah. So Jmart Media might bring in an extra camera.
Okay. You're going to bring in your super nice DSLR. I'm going to have over here this 480p webcam.
Yeah.
We'll trade. I'll help you out.
We could try and set something up where your camera is looking at you and my camera is coming across the other way.
I'm giving you the camera with bigger pixels.
Bigger pixels.
They're better pixels.
No, not better.
They fill up more screen.
Sure.
Oh, speaking of FBI warns smart home users that they're being watched. Kind of, I guess.
Yeah, so the first line in this article, you may have heard that the FBI is warning people about their smart TVs. Yeah, didn't we talk about that last week?
Yes, we did. It's almost like people are listening to us.
Yeah.
Me and my 7 subscribers. But it's almost like I called this back when we started streaming. And I was like, I want a smart home that won't be watched.
Yep, and I also linked another article down here about FBI recommends that you keep your Internet of Things devices on a separate network, which is what you said the first time we talked about it as well.
Ooh, who's this? ZDNet.
Yeah.
So currently I do have like the light switch in the dining room still on, just the internet.
Yeah.
Because I can't figure it out yet.
Try and turn off the light.
But we're making
Wait,
progress.
don't.
I think someone is in there actually. We can find out, right? No, we're not doing it.
If someone comes up yelling, why is the light turning on and off?
But yeah. I'm glad I'm not doing the online smart home thing.
Yeah.
People are going to be hacking me with lasers. If you guys are going to be watching, as they warned me.
Gotta install that Wikipedia.
Speaking of
the internet.
yeah.
And speaking of ZDNet.
Whoa, ZDNet is on a roll. Look at
Another,
you with your volume on.
Yeah. Another article from ZDNet talking about Elon Musk's internet, satellite, streaming, space service thingy. Starlink. Starlink.
That was good. Disrupt space imaging and asteroid detection.
Yes. So.
And asteroids never hurt anything on Earth.
You know.
It's fine.
Was it last week or 2 weeks ago we talked about how they have 60 satellites up now, but they're getting permits to get like 30,000 or something? Yeah.
Stupid.
Which is a lot. But astronomers have been saying that...
there are about 120 orbiting Earth today, but there could be as many as 12,000 in the next few years.
Which is, what's that, 100 times increase?
Yeah.
That's a lot. But astronomers are saying that as they're pointing their telescopes, cameras, whatever, at space, they're having issues with these satellites crossing across the path of their camera. So if you scroll down further in the article, there's an image of the stars and stuff, yeah, right there, where you can see those dashes of lights, which are the satellites crossing across the frame.
That is super aggravating.
Yeah, like...
I thought it would be dots, like this big star thingy.
Because it's a long exposure photograph.
Oh.
Because it's trying to collect as much light as possible.
I also thought they would be a lot bigger in comparison. And not these tiny streaks in this huge photo.
Yeah.
I guess I just never assumed the size of a satellite.
They are a long way away.
Yeah, but these photos are taking...
They do look pretty zoomed in.
I would think they would be crazy zoomed in.
Yeah.
But I might be wrong. They might not be crazy zoomed in.
But yeah, it's something that I didn't really think about when I read about the Starlink interwebs in space.
We put observatories in space?
Well, they do have the Hubble Space Telescope.
It's not in space, though. Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm about to sound
Look up the Hubble. Yeah.
Wow. That's the word space.
Yeah. I mean, it could be pointed at space, but there you go. Yeah. Can you share?
Yeah. We're already sharing my level of stupidity today. Why not?
Hubble Space Telescope. Yeah.
It's a real thing.
So the advantage of having a telescope in space is not that it's closer to the things it's taking a picture of, because space is a really big place, but it's being outside the atmosphere.
So light
doesn't get refracted and bounced around as much or distorted. Yeah, and then another advantage is that you don't see the satellite streaking across.
And then they have to do a digital zoom, zoom as much.
Yeah. The space is so big that I don't think it really matters that much. But yeah, you don't have the light pollution that you do on Earth.
For some stupid reason, I thought it was an actual observatory.
I mean, there are actual observatories.
Yeah, I hope so.
I was listening to or watching a podcast. I think it was Joe Rogan's most recent podcast with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Okay.
And they were talking about the space observatories on Hawaii.
Okay.
And I thought it was interesting because I looked into it. Do you know the highest point east of the Mississippi? It's Mount Mitchell, which is in North Carolina, and the elevation's like 6,000 something feet.
I thought Hawaii is like really high elevation.
Hawaii is really high elevation. Hawaii is like 14,000 feet.
Yeah. I knew it was
which is insane because you think about the United States.
Yeah.
Pretty big space, the East Coast is pretty big. The highest point on the East Coast in the mountains is 6,600 feet. And the highest point on a small little island of Hawaii is 14,000 feet. Like over twice as high.
Yeah.
On
I
an
know
island.
It was high. I didn't think it was that much.
I mean, obviously it's because of the volcanoes building up the island. So there's a reason it's so tall. But you think about like the small space of Hawaii and the tallest point's this high. And then you've got the East Coast and the tallest point's like not as high. That kind of blew my mind, actually. Yeah, 13,000 feet right there. And the reason they have observatories so high up in the mountains is, one, light pollution, and two, I think also like clouds and that kind of thing too. Not having to worry about.
Big of a deal.
Yeah, exactly. It was a really interesting podcast actually to listen to. I was kind of listening to it and doing other things at the same time, so.
That's kind of a cool picture.
But yeah, it's pretty insane how tall Hawaii actually is. Like there are ski slopes, there's snow on Hawaii. Maybe throughout the year, maybe just parts of the year, I'm not sure, but like you think about Hawaii being this tropical place, but there's even snow on Hawaii. It's so high up. Pretty crazy.
Yeah. Looks like someone just made a 3D model and then just stretched the Y.
Yeah, right? It's crazy.
Just pulled it right up.
It's crazy.
And you didn't think we were going to make it to the hour mark.
I did not. And we
Boy,
probably
right.
won't. Speaking of emailing attachments, what? That transition didn't make any sense.
It does if you don't think about it.
Yeah.
So have you ever
go with
emailed?
I've emailed people before, yes. What?
Have you forwarded an email before?
Yes, actually.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
When's the last time you forwarded an email?
Probably 2 weeks ago when I had to forward a Skype invite to my boss.
Oh, that's a strange one.
Yeah.
So I forward emails.
Not really. I mean,
every workday.
Every workday?
Almost every. Okay, I would say out of the 5 workdays, I probably do 4 forwards.
Okay.
So it's like 4 forwards a week.
Wow, that's really high. Are you forwarding to yourself?
No.
Like two different email
sending
accounts?
one email from one person to another person.
Wow. That's a lot. That's way more than I do, for sure. I mean, I have to forward occasionally, but not on a regular basis.
So I'm curious if doing it this way is going to be like a generational gap meltdown that just doesn't. People don't understand why it's a thing because I don't.
I don't.
Cool.
If you don't know what this thing we're talking about is, you can now email your emails in Gmail. Wow, that was a tongue. That was a mouthful there.
And there is no escape.
So instead of just forwarding an email to another recipient, you can also add an email as an attachment.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
So like over here in this little video they're playing, they're writing an email over here, and then they just check the ones they want from their inbox, drag it over like an attachment, like you would a picture or a PDF.
Yeah.
And drop it in as an attachment. I understand why this is really cool, and I kind of like it. The problem I'm afraid of is that everyone that I forward, the majority of people I forward to aren't the tech savviest of people.
Well, then you can just continue to forward.
Yeah, and I will.
Yeah.
This just seems like a really odd feature to put someone's time into.
Yeah, we were thinking of kind of
the only reasons you would use it.
And the only reason we could really come up with, which actually, now that I say this, is exactly the same as...
Why?
Yeah. So the only reason we came up with that you would want to use this is if you were wanting to forward multiple emails, like maybe you have multiple threads about a single topic.
Yep.
To a single person. Yeah.
Or the bigger problem is you send one email that's BCC'd to 2 people. So it's a blank carbon copy. So they don't know that each other got it. and then one of them forwards it to the other person. And instead of responding to that one to me, like forwarding it back to me with their answers, they'll reply to the one I sent to them without the other person back to me. So I've missed what person B said to person A.
Okay. Yeah.
And
this
confusing.
will probably not really
Solve
help
that.
with that
No.
at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
But
So
what it will help with.
reading from this article from The Verge, it says, now for the big question, why would somebody want this? Let's go to Google directly. So this is Google speaking here. We've heard from you that there are situations where attaching emails makes more sense than forwarding separate emails, like wanting to forward multiple messages related to a single topic. With this new functionality, you can do exactly that. Sending emails as attachments allows you to write a summary email to your recipients and attach the set of supporting emails that recipients can directly open in their mail client. So exactly what we said, forwarding or attaching multiple emails into one thread, which, I mean, there's something to be said for that, but
Convenience.
yeah. So I wouldn't say it's pointless, but
Yeah.
it is kind of niche.
It's going to be used very seldomly for a while. Until we can figure out about it. So this is the most interesting topic by far. I find it super interesting. So this is also over on The Verge, which means I put it in there. The U.S., like China, has about one surveillance camera for every 4 people, says report. So in this report article thing, they're counting surveillance cameras as any type of recording camera that's used to monitor a location. So it's not going to count the cell phones and the laptops and the DSLRs in most cases.
Because if that was the case, then it would be way higher
it would be
than one for every 4 people.
It would be like 17.
Because like think of all the cameras we have in this room right now. Phone.
Yep. So you got 1, 2.
Yep.
You got 3.
3.
4.
4. 5,
6.
6.
I
7.
don't have one on here.
You don't?
Nope. It's ripped out.
Okay. Well, we'll count it anyway because might as well.
Most people don't rip out the
7. And that's just in this one room. And then there's phones with like multiple cameras. So they're not counting literally every camera. But they are counting things like government surveillance cameras, which is kind of what it seems like this article is trying to point out.
Yeah.
But it's also counting store security cameras.
Yes. I'm trying to find that paragraph.
And it's...
Yep. So it says there is a difference in how the cameras are implemented, though. In China, most cameras are installed for the purpose of widespread video surveillance of cities, whereas installed in the U.S. are primarily purpose of retail and commercial usage. Notably, the Chinese government is reporting using cameras with facial recognition to profile and track members of Muslim minority groups, and it's getting off topic. A million or more of whom are being rounded up and detained. And okay, got off topic.
So I'm guessing that part of the reason that they wrote this article is due to all the Hong Kong protests.
I think
and the political issues there, where the protesters are tearing down the security camera, surveillance camera, like monitoring station things,
because it's much bigger,
and hiding their faces and all that.
So yeah, what was interesting is this one this chart here, which is population versus install base from 2015 to 2018. So it's not super up to date, but it's close enough. So in China, there was one camera for every 6.8 people. Mm-hmm. And then in 2018, it went down to 4.1 people for every camera. So about a doublage of cameras. Almost, yeah.
Or halflage of people.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's
not. And that's pretty much what Singapore is. They went from 12.8 people, so 13 people for 7 cameras. And then U.S. is 6.9 to 4.6, which is very close. Yeah. It's not quite as many cameras added.
Yeah.
But the weird thing was that it's not just government cameras. Mm-hmm. It's all commercial cameras.
Yeah. I wonder if that also includes like residential security cameras too.
So I was curious. There's nothing posted in about it.
Yeah.
I figured because it's much harder to estimate residential cameras than it would
I
be
guess.
business cameras.
Yeah.
Just because
Maybe.
I guess they're equally hard actually. Thinking about it,
Yeah.
but one person can really sway it with 4,000 cameras on their property.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting because I thought it would have been way closer, like a 1-to-1, or even more cameras than people.
Yeah. Well, I think like we discussed, if you're counting things like this, it would be insane, especially in a more wealthy country like the U.S.
Yeah.
Where everybody has a cell phone and at
So
least 2 cameras on the cell phone, you know.
What do you think that because there's cell phone cameras, the number of security cameras is lower? Because there's the assumption that if something bad is happening, someone will record it.
I don't think so.
You don't think that plays any part? Maybe
Very little,
very
if
little?
any. Yeah.
I think it plays a much bigger part than little. I think that knowing that if something bad was to happen, chances of somebody catching it and recording it, especially in dense populated places like the big cities names,
Yeah.
that you don't need as many security cameras just because you have so many walking security cameras and the ease of internet at this point.
Yeah. I wonder if that counts like dash cameras too. That'd be interesting to know.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Because those would be considered security cameras in most cases.
Yeah.
I think by insurance they're considered security cameras.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Because you would usually have like one in front, one behind, and then one that points on the driver for commercial security cameras.
Okay.
And that's why you always see the 18-wheelers with the guy texting and he plows through 17 cars or something. You haven't seen that video?
No.
It happened real recently. It wasn't 17, it was like 3 cars. But he was changing the song on his phone, and he was in a commercial truck, and he just plowed through 3 cars on the interstate.
Wow.
Killed a family.
I think most people using dash cams are probably just having one forward facing.
Yep.
Just for liability reasons.
So,
like if they get in an accident or something,
Yeah.
they can show that the other person did something bizarre.
Yeah. So when I did have a dash cam, I did one forward and one rear.
Yeah.
Just to catch both sides.
Yeah.
They were like 160 or 170 degree cameras, so it's like enough.
Yeah. And if it's your personal vehicle, you really wouldn't want a camera pointing at yourself that could potentially incriminate yourself.
Yeah,
because
the incriminating part.
it's not going to help you. Like
On
having
the
a camera
other-
facing yourself is not going to help you.
On the-
It can only hurt you.
It could help you if you weren't doing anything wrong, because then it could show that you were doing the proper thing.
But
Right?
if you still were at fault for the accident, that's not going to help you. However, if you were texting and maybe you weren't really at fault in the accident, that will hurt you.
Okay.
But if it's a commercial thing,
Yeah.
it would make sense possibly to have the camera facing the driver, just for accountability reasons.
Yeah. Definitely.
Although in that case, it wouldn't help the driver. It would just help the company, which is probably all the company cares about. Let's just be honest.
Yep. Definitely.
Speaking of just being honest,
We made it way farther than I thought we would.
yes.
If we could drag out this ending for another minute and 34 seconds, 34 seconds, we can get to 50 minutes.
15 minutes? We're not at 50 minutes yet?
We're almost at 50 minutes. Look at you on my channel. That's really it. So don't tune out now because that really hurts our analytics. My 7 subscribers. Never leave a video early. And if you do, make sure it's not mine.